Hi all, Marissa Rushlow with Linguabilities here, coming to talk with you today about speech therapy for kids. What exactly is a speech pathologist or a speech therapist, and how can they help your child? Well, speech therapists work with their clients to correct a variety of speech and language disorders, from lisps to stutters. They also help improve the connection between verbal and nonverbal communication so your child can learn to recognize body language and facial cues. Working with a speech therapist can greatly improve your child's confidence, as improved communication can make them feel more included in the world around them. As you search for the perfect speech therapist for your child, have in mind the following questions to help you make an informed decision. First, what is my child's prognosis based on the initial evaluation? You already know that your child has one or more difficulties with speech and communication, but what is the exact nature of that concern? How long will your child need to work with a therapist in order to correct the disorder or improve overall communication? After the speech therapist evaluates your child, they'll have an idea where the difficulty is and will begin brainstorming teaching tools to help. Also ask, what are your credentials? Don't hesitate to ask your speech therapist about their background. Where did they get their degree? To become a licensed speech language pathologist, or SLP, one must complete a master's degree. Look at the letters after your speech therapist's name. They should include MA-CCC-SLP or MS-CCC-SLP. These letters mean that they have a master's degree in either arts or sciences and received their certificate of clinical competence from the American Speech Language Hearing Association. If their credentials read MACF-SLP or MSCF-SLP, that means they've just recently completed their graduate school and they're new to clinical practice. CF stands for Clinical Fellowship and means that their first year of practice is being supervised by a certified therapist. Also ask, what are some realistic goals for therapy? While seasoned speech therapists have plenty of experience in correcting speech delays and disorders, they may not have your child reading Shakespeare by week 4. Your therapist can help you understand your child's developmental level and help set realistic goals based on their learning speed and style. Setting overly lofty goals from the get-go can lead to frustration down the line for both you and your child. Speech therapy isn't an instant cure-all. It takes time, dedication, and hard work. You can also ask, what types of teaching tools and treatments will my child need? Depending on the nature of your child's speech difficulty, the therapist can use a variety of teaching tools and modalities to correct the problem. With virtual speech therapy, the therapist may play interactive games with your child to focus on different sounds or watch videos to learn new language concepts. In between sessions, your child may be assigned homework to practice. Ask how much experience your therapist has with a particular disorder. What sort of difficulty is your child having with speech and language? Perhaps they're dealing with a language delay, a developmental stutter, or difficulty making certain sounds. Ask your therapist about their background in treating speech and language disorders similar to your child's. They'll have valuable experience to draw from when working with your little one. Ask what you can do in between sessions to support your child. As mentioned earlier, your child's speech therapist will likely assign them some homework in between sessions. It may come in the form of worksheets or sets of exercises to encourage them to practice their speech. Linguabilities uses a virtual therapy platform called Zoom, along with educational games, videos, and activities that therapists can share for home practice. You can be a great ally to your child by asking the therapist about the teaching tools and techniques they're using, knowing what sort of lessons your child is getting, and encouraging your child to practice at home every day. Ask how long your child will need to be in speech therapy. In many cases, once the speech therapist has evaluated your child, they'll have an estimate of how long therapy will last. Now, there's no perfect timetable of how long remediation will take, but your therapist should be able to give you a good estimate. This estimate isn't set in stone and can change depending on a variety of factors during treatment, but they should give you updates if therapy needs to last longer. And as your child makes progress in speech, stay in contact with a therapist and ask if there are any more benchmarks that your child needs to meet to stay on track. When you and your child's therapist develop a working relationship, both of you can support your child more effectively. Ask what forms of payment they accept. Some SLPs do accept payment from insurance companies. However, Linguabilities operates on a self-pay model, but there are other ways to pay for speech therapy that are totally worth it. Our therapists accept payments from flexible spending accounts, we offer super bills, and we have resources for grants and scholarships related to disabilities and speech therapy. Ask if you can contact your therapist outside of your child's therapy sessions. Ask about their policies for discussing treatment, scheduling, homework, all that sort of stuff. They may have a number you can call to leave a voicemail or a secure messaging system similar to email or texting. If your child experiences difficulty in completing their therapy assignments between sessions, reach out to their therapist. Consistent communication is the key to success. And finally, what happens when my child finishes their therapy? When your child reaches the end of their speech therapy journey, they'll still have to practice the speech and communication skills they learned with their therapist. Inquire about any resources your therapist may have to help you continue supporting your child after therapy is done. Hang on to any worksheets and other homework assignments your child completed during therapy so you can use them as reinforcers for continued practice. Speech therapy can be one of the greatest gifts you can give your child. During the course of treatment, they'll learn how to form sounds correctly, stop stutters before they start, and read nonverbal communication cues. Becoming a better communicator will boost your child's self-esteem and encourage them to make connections with other people wherever they go. At the beginning of your speech therapy journey, you should ask your speech pathologist these 10 questions to better understand the process. Your therapist will then be able to provide valuable answers and assist you in supporting and encouraging your child. If you're interested in learning more about accessing online speech therapy, check out the link in the description to chat with us for a free, no-pressure call. Until next time.